All right, we're taking your calls for Dr. Zorba Paster at 608-270-9933, and we'll start with Terry from Madison. Hi, Terry, go ahead.
Hi. I have a daughter with MS, and she has 3 teenage granddaughters. Are they at any higher risk, or did the study look at all of the risk for teenagers with a parent with MS?
Well, this particular study did not look at whether or not there's a risk factor from an inheritance to MS. And I haven't looked at recent data that shows that. I know that generally the data doesn't seem to show that there's a major risk factor with that. But once again, the data was really not looking at that. It was looking at teens who don't get enough sleep are at an increased risk. And in Sweden, there is more MS than almost anywhere else in the world.
Wow.
So,
All right.
so it can be hereditary.
It may be hereditary, but if it is, that is a minor issue.
Okay.
Minor issue.
Right.
We don't really understand MS. We think there's a viral component to it, but we don't really understand it.
All right.
All right, our next caller, Barb from Portage. Hi, Barb, what's your question?
Yeah, I'm diabetic and I need to know, I'm doing everything the doctors tell me, and my blood count is like 400, 300, and I talked to people and they said to try and get down under by 200 and stuff, and I've been trying, and I just don't know what to do.
Well, you bring up a very good point. The answer is if it's in the 300 range, it really is too high.
What are we talking about? What range is this?
Blood sugar.
Okay.
For blood sugar.
Okay.
And so for blood sugar is there, the goal is really to get in that 100 range. You know, I mean, not at 100, but somewhere 150, 160, 175. I think this is where a second opinion, I always say, look, if you're not getting the diabetic care that you need, it's probably a good idea that you then look at somebody who specializes in diabetes and can bring that blood sugar down. But you don't want to sit down. You don't want to sit, rather, with a blood sugar in that 300 range for a long period of time because you're at a higher risk for the complications, heart disease, stroke, and, of course, kidney disease.
Okay. All right, our next caller, you have a question about a booster shot?
Yes. We've had all 5 boosters. Should we get another one at 6 months based on the Yale study?
Right now, the CDC is not recommending another booster. They are looking as whether or not we're going to get yearly boosters. But right now, you know, as long as you're boosted up, the CDC does not recommend another one. I kind of go with what the CDC says because one study is only one study. And the CDC really looks at their data. And they're very conservative, and I think they're really good. They know how to call it.
And there's a lot of stuff going around. You were very ill for a week,
right.
But it wasn't COVID.
No, it wasn't COVID, wasn't the flu, wasn't RSV. It just felt like the worst cold one could ever get.
We call that the crud. You know, the common cold occurs to somebody else. When it occurs to you, it's a unique, it's a unique thing.
Yeah, I mean,
vaporize. You have a vaporizer in your house. I don't mean on the furnace, but you have an ultrasonic vaporizer that you can put in your room.
Yes, it's in my child's room, so can I steal that?
I think you should steal it from your child's room.
I mean,
put
it's
it in your room.
the entire
vaporize
house.
it. You've got to vaporize it. That makes a difference. Hydrate, vaporize, and Tylenol.
All right. We have an anonymous caller here talking about MS and fibromyalgia.
You mean, is there a correlation? Not that I know of. We know fibromyalgia is really, really common. We know MS is not nearly as common, and there's no correlation as far as I know.
Right. Okay. All right. We are waiting for another call. So I guess the old adage is if you're not feeling well, stay home.
Right.
It could
That's
be
exactly
a negative COVID test, but it could be a lot of other things.
And also, what we've learned with COVID is you may have a negative test today, and you might have a positive test tomorrow. So why are you going to put people at risk? So the answer is we have to stay home more. And if you're sick and you think you're ill at all, mask up. That's the most important thing. Because when you're going out, you don't want to give whatever you have to somebody else.
I just want to tell everybody I have taken multiple COVID tests, and I have been sick for well over 10 days. So I'm thinking if it's this
it's
common
something else,
cold, right?
some other virus.
7 to 10 days, it should be good.
Right.
Do we have time for another call?
Yeah.
All right, we have Pat from Reedsburg. Hi, Pat. What is your question?
Yeah, so I was wondering, is taking the booster suggested right now through the CDC? Because I've heard now the CDC is investigating as far as complications with strokes and whatnot.
Not at all. The CDC is not investigating that. The reality is we know the boosters do not cause strokes, do not cause heart attack. That's a perfect example of fake news that is continuing to go out, in the Twitterverse. And the answer is no. The recommendation is to take the boosters, and they don't cause strokes. We also know strokes are the #3 cause of death in America. There's heart disease, cancer, and strokes. Strokes are common. Boosters do not cause them. Let me tell you, they are safe.
Okay.
Period.
Period, right?
Doctor,
Zorba, thank you.
My pleasure.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Tobacco can end lives long before it kills you. Quit today so you have a tomorrow.
Call the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Isn't it time you got a great night's sleep on the most recommended mattress in America? Tempur-Pedic mattresses are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Right now, Queen Tempur-Pedics start at just $40 per month when you use Steinhoffel's 72-month financing. It's time you got a great night's sleep. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Countertops are the center of a home. With elegant to everyday options. Easy installation you can do yourself. And durability that can take you from crayons to calculus. Transform everyday spaces into gathering places with custom craft countertops. Available exclusively at Menards.
For back pain, I've always been a take 2 and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salon Pass. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
Marcus Randall was found guilty on all counts during his double homicide trial. We sit down with a legal expert to review the case, what led to the conviction, despite never finding the murder weapon and no direct DNA evidence. That's tonight at 5.
Is your phone listening to your private conversations? I'll take a deep dive to discover who could be listening through your phone and the steps you can take to protect yourself and your privacy.
Keeping your private conversations private. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10.
Yeah, we got snow on and off tonight. That'll be a thing commute-wise, but I think most of the roads remain wet. Maybe some side roads, shoulders may have a little bit of snow, but I think the thing to watch out for tomorrow is the icy slick spots with any type of refreezing, especially in those roads that aren't less traveled for tomorrow. Flurries on and off, but overall not much snow to be expected tomorrow. And then we're looking at mainly, like I said, 27 overnight, so that's why. And tomorrow looks like temperatures will be in the upper 20s. Maybe 30s, another chance of Friday snow, weekend snow, and then much colder, you guys, next week with maybe sub-zero lows. Back to winter.
Collective. Thank you. Tomorrow on Live at 4, we are headed to Hadestown, the Tony Award-winning musical Now at Overture.
And we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in the 2023 Volvo S60 Recharge, a plug-in electric hybrid.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place. I'm excited to tell you about our new Wild Theory CBD products that will get you high fives from everyone you know. Wild Theory's new groundbreaking formula has higher levels of the good stuff, and it packs surprising results. Is it legal in Wisconsin? Of course. Is it potent? You bet. Will you love it? I'm sure of it. Stop by one of our Madison locations or visit findyourhealthyplace.com, type in high five, and our website will hook you up.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
These are the faces that smile so wide at the friends and staff who are by their side, where life is lived with a feeling of pride on every bump of life's great ride that comes from the care that sweetens the air that lives in the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community, independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living built with the help of angels.
In today's Final Touch, a cop dog pulls off a hoagie heist.
But the canine gets busted. The mystery of a missing munchies was solved by police in Michigan, and it turns out it's an inside job. The Wyandotte police officer was preparing to enjoy his lunch break when he stepped away, leaving his sandwich unattended. It was then, the department says, that 11-year-old veteran canine cop Ice pulled off an ice-cold crime, snatching and snacking on the officer's lunch. The department later posted a mugshot of Ice saying he invoked the Fifth and was not cooperating with the investigation. But politics is perception, and with scores of dog-loving social media users backing the pup's play, the department was forced to drop the charges and even got Ice his own sandwich.
Good for Ice. I wonder if he's related to Eric's dog, Tate.
I love the silent film.
There he is, busted. All right, that's our time for now.